What if I told you that your life is shorter than you think? Not in years, months, or even days, but in meaningful moments, the kind that define a life well lived. Because while the average human lifespan is around 80 years, what actually fits into those years is far less than you imagine. Time feels infinite until you start measuring it. Consider weekends. If you are 30 years old and you live to 80, you have 2600 weekends left. That seems like a lot until you realize that a third of those will be spent on routine obligations, another third sleeping, and what remains is a fraction of your total life. Now let's talk about people. If you see your parents only twice a year and they are in their 60s, you don't have decades left with them. You have at most a few dozen visits. That's the real countdown. Most of the life isn't spent in adventure, creation, or deep thoughts. It's spent commuting, waiting in lines, mindlessly scrolling, or lost in administrative tasks. The problem isn't just how much time you have, it's how much of it you actually control. Work takes up 90,000 hours of your life. Commuting, another 10,000. Social media, the average person spends over 6 years of their life on it. If the time is your most valuable asset, then the way we spend it is, economically speaking, a disaster. But here is the good news. Not all hours are equal. Some pass unnoticed while others become memories. Your goal isn't just to have more time, but to have a better time. This means spending less on passive consumptions, more on active creation, prioritizing meaningful interactions over habitual obligations, and reducing time wasted on things that do not improve your life. One of the biggest modern time sinks is the internet. We spend hours online, but much of it isn't deliberate. Here's the takeaway. You don't need more time. You need to spend the time you have wisely. The difference between a memorable life and a forgettable one isn't the number of years, but what you do with them. So the question isn't how long will I live, but how much life will I fit into my years. And that is entirely up to you. What would you do differently if you only had 1000 weekends left? Because the odds are you do.